Alright guys, I'm back, and in this video, it's a nasty day today, raining, sleeting, and I figured what would be better than going over two trail cameras, specifically two trail cameras that I've personally used, one of them being super cheap, one of them being a little bit more on the expensive side. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it and go ahead and compare the two. So right here we have the Tactacam Reveal X 2.0, and right here we have the Muddy Stealth Cam. So let's just start off with both how they look. The Tactacam is obviously a little bit bigger than the Muddy here. Now, one thing I will say is I do prefer the Muddy straps. You see they have a buckle there. The Tactacam ones, I always have a trouble putting these on trees, and I'm actually probably going to switch them out after this video. But let's go ahead and go over some pros and cons. So some pros of the Muddy, obviously the number one thing is going to be that the Muddy is obviously much cheaper, and surprisingly it actually works pretty decent. Now I will say some cons about it are, number one, my first one didn't work very long. This one right here specifically actually didn't work for very long. I used it for 2 seasons, and the 3rd season it just stopped working. I mean, as you can see, it's in pretty good condition here. So I don't know why, it just crapped out on me, and then I had another one that worked for 3 seasons. Now, the camera quality, which I will show you guys some pictures of from each of these two cameras toward the end of this video, and you can kind of compare the quality for yourselves. I mean, the Tactacam to me is just 10 times better as far as the quality goes. So, another pro that this has over the Tactacam is it takes less batteries. So yeah, the Muddy takes 8 batteries. I had to double check real quick, whereas the Tactacam takes 12. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Tactacam and talk about the pros and cons of it. So here is the Tactacam. So obviously the pros of this are its lifespan. You know, I've had really good luck with these Tactacams. Well, a family friend of ours has had his for 5 or 6 seasons. I've had this one in particular for, I think this was the 4th year that I used it. And then I have a couple others I have one other that I used for 3 years. And then I have a new one that I just bought this last year. And I have had 0 issues out of them. So another pro over this Muddy here is that I find the cell signal is much further on the Tactacam. So this one right here, I wasn't able to use it in as, I guess you could say, remote places. Because I just wouldn't get any pictures because I guess the antenna wasn't good enough or what. And that happened on both of the Muddies that I had. So the Tactacam definitely outplayed it there. The picture quality on the Tactacam is much better. Again, one of the cons of the Tactacam is that it holds 12 batteries. And I've found that the battery life on these two is pretty close to the same, even though that the Muddy holds 8 batteries, whereas the Tactacam only holds 12. So that's one big issue that I've kind of had with it. So, and the battery life is going to depend on how many pictures you're getting. It doesn't necessarily have a certain amount of time. It's just the amount of pictures it takes. So, and I would say on average for me, I have to change my batteries about every 2 to 3 weeks with the Tactacam and the Muddy, which I actually no longer use the Muddy anymore. But when I was using it, it was about the same battery life. Now, let's go ahead and get into some pictures, and you guys can tell me what you think of each of them. All right, now that you guys have seen the pictures, you can kind of decide for yourself with those pros and cons. Me personally, I'm going with the Tactacam 100% of the time. Another awesome thing about Tactacam is I've had no issues getting them fixed. So, for example, I had one, I guess it was the year that I bought it. I actually left this thing open, and I didn't push the battery pack in the bottom, because the battery pack's in the bottom. I didn't click it all the way in, and it actually fell out, and it got all corroded in there. And I ended up sending it to Tactacam. I did have to pay for shipping, but other than that, I mean, it worked. You know, they were super easy to deal with, and super friendly. So, I mean, the customer service was way better than my Muddy. I pretty much told them my Muddy stopped working after 2 seasons. And they just told me, oh, well, go buy another one. But pretty much. And it took forever to get a response. So, and again, another thing about the Muddies is I wasn't always getting pictures when I know I should have been getting pictures. Like, for example, it wouldn't take pictures for a certain amount of time. So I had one time specifically where I was sitting on a stand that I had this trail camera up, and I had a deer out, and as soon as the deer came out, it sent the picture. And shortly after that happened, you know, the next 10 minutes, it didn't take a picture of that deer again. It took a picture of it when it came out, and about 10 minutes went by, and it didn't take a single other picture of that deer. So, you know, who knows, you know, how much that is happening. But that's what you get with a, you know, $40 trail camera. And I've never had issues with this Tactacam. I can't say a bad thing about them, other than I wish the battery life was a little bit better. But yeah, you guys can make your choice. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I've had, you know, pretty bad luck with the Muddies. But for a $40 camera, you know, 3 seasons is not too bad. But again, you know, I have had some bad experience with both the ones that I've had, you know, with them not sending pictures. You know, who knows how much that is happening when I'm not sitting on the deer stand, you know, watching at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out. I'll catch you guys later.